Hey everybody, welcome to Bleakwell Gaming. Today, I'm going to be giving my final review, at least for the time being, on Anthem. The reason why I've waited so long is I finished the game quite a while ago. It's been over a week now, and I haven't touched it since. Actually, it's been worse. I uninstalled it altogether and canceled Origin Prime for that reason. It was the only game I was really having Origin Prime for, and as soon as I finished, I was met with an overwhelming feeling of, I don't want to say disappointment, but boredom, to say the least. That might be the wrong word, but it's a word that's coming to mind right now. The problem I had with the game was the story was intriguing. It's not that it didn't live up to a certain expectation to a degree. There was story for sure. There's lore. The problem was there was a lot that was missing. Characters would do things, events would happen in the story that would leave you wondering, okay, where does this go from here? And it doesn't answer any of that. Whether or not they're going to bring in future parts to the story to fix those issues or, you know, add more content in the future, the fact is that I only get to play a few hours a day, a few days a week. So the fact that I finished the game in less than a week on that schedule of playing, it's not good, at least not in my opinion. The fact that I finished the main story, and I know that this game is an online game, it's a loot grinder, and loot issues aside, if you've been online, you've been reading about the loot issues and patch issues that they've been going through, ups and downs. That aside, the story in a Bioware game is what keeps me going, and Anthem didn't pull that string for me. I felt bored. I felt nothing making me want to continue and go out and get that loot once that main story was finished. I wanted to keep playing to beat that story, but as soon as that last mission ended, I was done. Nothing. It was immediate. It was like a feeling washed over me, and I was like, this is what I played for? I wasn't satisfied. I don't know why exactly, but I wasn't. It's an unfortunate side effect of that. Sometimes you get in these games that are super hyped, you know. Flying was fantastic. I loved flying. It could have been better implemented for sure, but the story was the most disappointing part. Another issue I had was the way they approached the dungeons and missions in this game. In Destiny, to use as an example, because they are very similar, they're different in many ways, but Destiny and Anthem are still very similar. And to use that as an example, when you finished the main story of the original Destiny that was released, I didn't really play the second one, but I played the first one when it was released on the PlayStation, and it was pretty fun for me. There was a lot of issues with it, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that story was better, but the thing was, when you finish that story, whether it was Peter's view of that era or after they patched it, because I went back multiple times and started characters and beat that original storyline, it has a way to bring you back. I don't know what it is about it, but they've got more to do, maybe, and that's saying something. In Anthem, they had 2 dungeons open up as soon as you beat the main story that aren't part of the story, and that to me was like, well, why couldn't you incorporate these in the story? That would have taken us at least a little further. I'd been playing on the harder difficulty until I could. You don't get to go into Grandmaster, from what I gathered, until you beat the story. That's when it opens up, and I played on hard the entire time, and it still didn't level me to 30 from beginning of the story to the end. And when you hit 26, or at least that's what I hit, I was 26 or 27 when I finished the story, and as soon as you finish, it launches so many after missions for you, and those after missions just didn't hold my attention. I went up, I read them, it was just like, no, I don't care to do this, and logged off. And that was literally the last time I touched the game. After a week, I uninstalled it, unsubscribed from Origin Premium, and that's that. I've been waiting to do this video because I didn't know how to approach it exactly, but it's unfortunate. You may wonder how I'm bored with this game, or say the game itself has a lot of work. When you go back, if you go back to my previous videos and see that I gave Fallout 76 a positive review, and I was talking to somebody about this not too long ago either, not too long ago in general. And the thing with Fallout 76 is I wasn't saying the game is perfect, and I wasn't saying that nothing's wrong with the game or that there aren't any issues. The game should not have been released. That's besides the point. I was simply saying that for Fallout 76, it was made to be a survival game, and as a survival game, it did it well. Problem is, it needs to be fixed. It should never have been released in its current state, and I will never say otherwise. Maybe after a year or two, from the looks of it, it'll be ready. But as a survival game, it does its job, and there's more to do, at least in my opinion, and it'll probably be controversial. It'll probably be controversial, but there's more to do in Fallout that keeps me entertained than there is in Anthem. And the problem with Anthem is exactly like I said. I finished that main story, which didn't take me long, and then they just launched a whole bunch of other random missions at me that didn't mean anything. So unfortunately, that's my take on it, and I hope that if you are enjoying the game, great. I'm not saying anything against those who are enjoying it. That, listen, there's a game for everybody out there, and what's good for you may not be good for me, or what's good for me may be good for some others. But for me, in my opinion, Anthem just didn't cut it, and it's really sad because I had a lot of hype for that game, but overall, it didn't meet my expectations. But there are a lot of upcoming games. I've been inactive for a little bit. I had a few health issues, work was picking up, but I'm going to be back to the grind. I've got a few videos coming out over the next several days, this week, next week, and I've got something new that hopefully will be done within the next little bit. And with that video, I'm going to be bringing out a little something extra on that video as well. So stay tuned. Again, if you like the content, please smash that like button, hit the subscribe and notification bell to stay up to date for future content and videos. And as usual, keep your gaming rated. BG. Bleakwell out.